Hi guys and welcome back. Today I went really deep into the charts and into some other places that I'm going to show you to find out who is actually selling here, because it doesn't make sense why we still see selling happening here in the market. So I went really deep and had a look what's going on here, and I have found the reason why we are going down and who is actually selling at these prices. If you want to know what I have found and take a look with me together, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, and also activate the bell. And I also want to say a warm welcome to everybody that followed me yesterday and subscribed here, because it was quite a bit of people. So thank you for that. And now let's get directly into the charts for today here. So first of all, what I want to point out here on this CME chart is that yesterday we basically did not get a CME gap here on the 4-hourly chart. Remember I said to you here on Friday, so here Friday, that we closed here in that green candle on Friday, and look what happened immediately yesterday. So we came actually up more or less to the exact price from where we were closing on Friday and started to dump and continue lower. And now things starting to look a little bit better, but I'm gonna get into that here a little bit later in this video. So, but the big question is, who is selling right now? Because I have found data that shows clearly who is not selling. And let's talk about that. I was going here on chain and checking if potentially miners are selling here, and if they are selling, if they're actually selling a lot. And what I have found here is, if I zoom here a little bit more in, so what we can clearly see here is that here in this area where we are at right now, you see here, this is from yesterday, miners not really selling. So they sold yesterday 300 Bitcoins. When they sold yesterday 300 Bitcoins, why did we dump almost $1,000? You know, so ETFs cannot sell yesterday, you know, miners were selling only 300, you know, so where did the selling pressure come from? Because it's right now the miners are not selling, and you actually see that the selling from the miner side is overall declining, and that already since last year, December. Since then, we have overall here a trend that is clearly indicating that they are selling less and less and less. And first of all, that has something to do with the halving. The other thing is that production cost was really cheap for them. So they stack a lot of Bitcoins for the bad times in the market, you know, so which are coming soon at some point for them, where production cost goes insanely up and they actually need to sell Bitcoins to cover the cost, you know. So, but this is not the moment right now, because otherwise we would see this, you know, in this chart, and it's just not happening, you know. So then I went on chain and thought, okay, let's have a look here on the exchanges, you know, at the inflow outflow and the overall balance change, you know, because you would expect when Bitcoin is going down that a lot of spot selling is actually happening. So that means retail is sending their coins. And also here, we are still overall declining, you know. So also here, people taking their Bitcoins off the exchange and are not sending them to exchanges to sell them. So it's also not the majority of people that is holding Bitcoin. Here on the inflow chart, you see also here, the inflows are going down. So we had some inflow here in January, just after the ETF approval. And also here, close to the all-time high on the 5th of March, there was a huge influx. But since then, we're also declining, which means less Bitcoins are getting to the exchange. And the same when it comes to outflows, also less, not a lot of coins leaving overall the exchanges right now, but overall the exchange balance across all exchanges is still declining. So again, who is selling? If it's nobody on the exchanges or people that are sending Bitcoins to the exchanges, it's not the miners, who else is selling? I can tell you who is selling. Look at the Twitter timeline and look what's happening in the crypto space right now. Everybody is bored about the price action. And what happens psychologically if you are bored about something? You leave it. You're not interested anymore. And this is what we are seeing right now. People are getting bored and paper hand their Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies and sell out of the market because they think, okay, the halving is done, the ETF is done, nothing is going to happen anymore. So these tourists are here for the first cycle and they're too impatient and don't fundamentally understand how the market is working, especially after a halving, and getting rinsed out. So you just put them through here a long period of downward sloping grind sideways movement, and wash them out. This is what's happening here, and this is who is selling, so it is short-term holders with a short time horizon that get bored and they are selling. Now, when we're going here to the Bitcoin chart, things starting to look here really, really interesting. And we have to pay attention here over the next coming hours, what's happening here on this chart. Because I can tell you, if we start losing here the current support level, which we tested, more or less 2 weeks ago, and got a big buyback here and a bounce to the upside, where we created here in this local structure, so basically here, more or less, a higher high here is potentially creating right now a higher low. So what happens after we create a higher low? Usually we come up to go above that local higher high and create another higher high over here. This is what's usually happening. So, and if we would do this, or Bitcoin would do this, that would bring Bitcoin back to around $67,000 right now. On the second step, if we would break through $67,000, then we would see a major short squeeze in direction of $72,000. And I also gonna show that again with proof later on the liquidation heat map. The current support level where Bitcoin is trading at is the level that it needs to hold. That is from $60,000 to like $59,000 approximately. If we would lose this level, then Bitcoin will see a massive liquidation cascade to the downside, and we would potentially test $53,000 to approximately $50,100. This is major support right now, and this is the only support that we have if we lose current levels. So what am I doing right now? Let me show it to you here on this 4-hourly chart. So what I'm doing right now is here, this DCA zone, where I keep adding to my Bitcoin position that I have, especially as long as we are holding this upward sloping trend line. So, but I'm also prepared to buy a little bit lower below that trend line, just in case that we are getting another deviation here and then actually start moving back to the upside. For the simple reason that in the past, when we were coming down into these levels, we got heavily bought back up and saw here that move back to the upside. Now the problem is with this underlying support area and that bid wall where people heavily starting to buy when we get into these levels, slowly but surely we are like kind of chipping away from it, always a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. And then at some point, there's nobody left anymore that wants to buy, that wall is gone. And when this wall is gone, what's going to happen with the price? So now you need to prepare yourself once this is happening. So here's what I'm doing. I'm willing to buy until $61,400 approximately. If we break below $61,000, I'm getting out of my position. I will take the loss, but I will start creating bids at 52, 54, 56, 58, even $60,000. Because what's going to happen if we break $60,000 again is we're going to see a massive quick move to the downside wherever it's going to stop, So, but I can tell you, I will catch some of these bids here and will have now not a short-term position, but a long-term position that I can hold for Bitcoin, because this will be the final washout from where we then bounce back to the upside if we are actually getting that, So as long as we are above here $62,000, $60,000, don't need to worry about that, only in case that we're actually getting there. When we're going into the lower time frames, so here you see this support resistance flip box flipped again into resistance over the last couple hours. And something else that I need to point out here, it's a Monday, so where we create the Monday range, So the high here Monday is right now $63,330. And to the downside, $61,800. So this is a $1,500 range. This is almost 3%. It is like 2.5% right now. This is a big range, So, and I want to show you how you can make actually money in a range like that. So as long as we are respecting the Monday low and the Monday high, you can always long around the Monday low and take profit at the Monday high. So as long as we are doing this here and ranging, this is a really nice range for the week that we can trade in. But you don't want to start trading in that range on a Monday. You want to be sure that you know from where to where this range is going. So you need to wait for Tuesday to be actually able to start taking advantage of that. You don't want to start longing at the Monday low, the current Monday low, on a Monday. Because maybe we break lower, so and then when the daily candle closes, the Monday low is down here, and now you are kind of like in the middle, so you don't want to do that. So you want to wait for Tuesday, and on Tuesday, after the Monday close, so then you know where the range is, and then you can start bidding the Monday low, set to take profit at the Monday high. See here what that kind of range was, so it was a big range. So, but here's now the problem with that. So if you would have traded it like this, for this week, you would have missed the opportunity to trade in the Monday range, because the Monday low, when it was created here, the price never came back to it. So what we did is we pumped on that Monday up here, stayed in this range for half of the week, and then we came back down. So, and when you see a structure like that, that's also not something where you want to long at the Monday low when you get close to the end of the week, so to speak, So when we're getting into Wednesday afternoon, Thursday, so you don't want to long the Monday low anymore, so it makes no sense, especially if you see a price structure like this here, in the top section of the Monday high, but we're not breaking through the high. Because how you trade this is when we are so close to the Monday high over a couple of days, you want to long then the Monday high and trade this into like a Fibonacci extension level, so or into here an imbalance on the 1 hourly chart. So these are like the levels that you want to trade then. So there are some nuances to that, so to trade Monday ranges. So the best way to do this is if you always pull out your Fibonacci retracement and extension levels and look, if we break the Monday low, where's the next level? And also when we break the Monday high, where's the next level that you can take advantage of? On the weekly chart are finally some signs that are telling us that we are really, really, really close to the end of this downwards movement here for Bitcoin. So why do I say that? Because every time when the stochastic RSI comes down here into this area of like 25 to 0%, at some point you get which of these two lines here, which are signaling that we are having buy signal. Sorry, I just lost the word for a second. So a buy signal. And especially, so when the blue line goes over the red line, that is a buy signal, So, and once we're getting the buy signal, we always go into an uptrend. Look here we got a buy signal. Here we got a buy signal. So from here, we were rallying to the upside. And also here, so after this short correction here, also here we went then massively to the upside. And something like this will happen again. The only question is, do we gonna get another capitulation candle here, a crazy wick to the downside that gets bought up again from that zone that we are trading in right now, from the support zone, or will we break through that and get an then accelerated move with a lot of long liquidations to the downside to our major support level of $52,000, or will we get our bounce here from that area and see then an acceleration in the direction of $70,000 when it comes to short liquidations. So, but what I can tell you is the blue line, when the blue line comes down like this and starts slowly to turn around, this is your first sign where you can start nibbling again on a lot of coins and also on Bitcoin and start bidding. The confirmation comes in when we are getting the buy signal, so, but you normally want to be a little bit earlier in, so because this is a lagging indicator to get the best entries. Would I crazily start bidding right now? No, because we are still risking to get here a major flush, maybe some black swan, maybe some news that comes out. So I would be careful with that. Would I start maybe allocate 5-10% into some positions right now? Yes, slowly, guys, slowly. And when we get closer to the end of the week and the Bitcoin price is above $62,400, then we can start building more aggressively positions, so because this bullish crossover will happen in the next 2 weeks. So if it's not happening by next weekend's weekly close, it will happen the week afterwards. Can I wait until that? Yes, of course, because these are not short-term entries. These are long-term entries that can result in like 3, 4, 5, even 6x in altcoins and long-term also in Bitcoin. So this is potentially your best entry for the rest of the bull market. I don't believe that if we are not breaking down here, that you will get a better entry than in this green area. So, and that's why you want to start building slowly, again, really slowly, your positions here. And guys, don't forget, if you want to build positions anywhere, do it on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 there, or on Margex, where you can copy trade me without any KYC, or trade on BITGET and Phemex. On Phemex, you actually need to change that. You still get up to $8,000 there if you use here my link. And on FAIRDESK, you can copy trade me with up to $120,000 in bonuses. All these links are in the pin comment below and in the description of the video. So yeah, make definitely some use of it. When we are going here to the 1 hourly chart, to this one here, we can clearly see that Bitcoin is trading here in this downwards trending channel. And here's another way how you can trade in a channel like that. So as long as we are not breaking here to the upside, you could always short from the top of the channel, or also long from the bottom of the channel, where we go back to the top of the channel. So you can trade this both ways. Here, I would rather long from the bottom of the channel back to the top of it, and take your profit, than trying to short this and then actually we see something like this. So here we are going, slightly down here right now. And the stochastic is not looking good, so we might actually roll over, get a little bit more downside. I think we will get one more time really close to, let it be $60,800 or something like that, so just under this line here. And I hope then bulls are stepping in and pushing this heavily back to the upside. I'm going to show you in a moment why I believe that we are going down here. The reason for that can be found on the liquidation levels. So you can see we also lost here this support area here over the last couple hours, which is again another sign that bears are in control right now, which is not good. But on the 4 hourly, we are starting to look much better than on the other shorter time frames, because we are about to bottom out here on the stochastic. The RSI is oversold. The MACD is still bearish. So the first sign that we're turning around here will be a buy signal on the stochastic and a bullish divergence on the 4 hourly chart, which is not there yet. When it comes to liquidation levels, can we go here, like I said, to $60,800 to take out all these midterm long liquidation levels? Yes, but again, the underlying support below that should give us enough fuel to push back to the upside. You also see that on the liquidation heat map. See, we are now eating into the hotter levels, where we have some concentrations of long liquidations. So, and like I said here, if we go all the way down to like $60,800, afterwards there is a void, there's nothing, there's no liquidity. So it makes no sense to push it lower from there. And then we should not forget, above us here is still around $67,000. There is still a lot of short liquidations. And here's something else that's going to happen. If we're going to around $60,800, you will see that a lot of other areas here below $67,000, just below, will turn yellow and in a bright color. So, but why is that? Because more people will start shorting, and when they are starting to short, they get, of course, here placed in a color on the chart, and the more people starting to short from the same level, the brighter the same liquidation price will turn. And you will see that. And what happens if the whole market is going into one direction? They get punished every single time. So let them short to wherever they want, but I can tell you at some point, if the whole market is short, they will get punished. Let's actually have a look here at the long to short ratio. Oh, look here in the last hour, the short volume. 101% against 35%. So you see here in the last hour, so everybody and their mother went short, so, and these are the first signs that I'm looking for where I know, okay, so at some point they will get punished for that. And also here, on the 4-hourly chart, also 51% is short, 39%, let it be 40% is long. So also here there are more shorts in the market than longs, and at some point this is reversing. Then we have more longs again in the market than shorts, and we're gonna stay for quite a bit like this before this is turning around, because we're in a bull market, not in a bear market. Now, when we're looking at the USDT dominance, that is another factor that we need to keep an eye on. We could still see here a little bit more upwards movement of the USDT dominance before we finally see here a break again of 4.73%. So why do I say that? Because we have in the past, last week, I think, tested this major resistance level now for the USDT dominance, which was prior support. So here, see test of support, test of support, test of support, move to the upside, and then we start breaking under it. So as long as this level remains resistance, we should see, worst case from here, a massive run in crypto. So, but I can tell you, if we are seeing a move up here to the top section to like 5.5%, Bitcoin will be at $52,000. We will be below $60,000. Once we are breaking under the 4.74 level, Bitcoin will be trading around $66,000 and $67,000. So this is also something that I'm looking at right now to understand where the direction is going. As long as the dominance is pushing it to the upside, we need to be definitely cautious here. And I can tell you, when the dominance starts breaking 5%, I will start selling a lot of my, or closing a lot of my altcoin positions that I have right now. Because the risk that we are then pushing higher is way more dangerous for me than that we are breaking down from there. So most likely when we're breaking 5%, we will go up and test this major resistance one more time before we then roll over and go down. So I don't want to hold any long positions above 5% on the USDT dominance, because if we get to 5%, that means a lot of people have already sold out in this market and selling even more to get to 5%, so, and you don't want to be holding any coin as long as the USDT dominance is going up, because it means people are selling to get into stable coins. And you also see this in the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is also going up. And when we are breaking here this downward sloping trend line while Bitcoin is going down, so that will be also really, really bad, because it means overall people getting really cautious here with their holdings and starting to sell out, so again, into stable coins to protect their assets in their portfolio from further downside. So you want that this downward sloping trend line holds, and in the worst case 55% on the dominance, that remains resistance and doesn't turn into support here while Bitcoin is going down. Now let's talk quick about Ethereum. So Ethereum is still holding this support area here, and this is still one of the most traded volume areas here on the 30 minutes chart. And you definitely want that Ethereum is holding this level, So once we are breaking here under $3,100 and $3,100, also Ethereum risks to move below $3,000 here again. So you see here, this whole move up was a massive deviation out of the prior trading range. So which was nice, while we were going up, but now while we were coming down so quickly, this is not so nice anymore. So what you want to see here is, first of all, a reclaim of the Monday high and a reclaim of that volume trade area. You want that Ethereum is trading above $3,320 and is holding that support zone from $3,100 to $3,150. Would I be longing from here, what I see in the indicators right now? No, definitely not, because the stochastic RSI here on the 30 minutes is going down. The RSI is also still going down. If I go into the 1 hourly, yeah, also here I don't like the stochastic, would not long this from here. And the stochastic is also, the RSI is also an oversold condition. So there will be a bounce coming potentially really soon. But right now I would be not longing this, So if you are looking for a long, I would potentially start longing this around the $3,000 level. Also here on the daily chart, not a pretty picture, So we have here a Morningstar pattern with the doji. The red candle today is basically confirming that. If we would only go based on a stochastic RSI, there would be major downside be coming to Ethereum right now. I might be looking actually at shorting Ethereum from here to hedge my long position that I have. Because if we close the daily candle as it is, we should come down to like $2,600, $2,700 before we see a reversal back to the upside. So things starting not to look that good in the market right now. But like I said, I'm still looking to allocate 10% of my funds right now, just in the case that we are reversing from here. And then on the way up, we can add more and more until we are fully back in the market. But right now, like I said, be cautious, guys. Be cautious. And that's it already for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.